we are now ready to start playing the top of page 6. So there's a couple things we need to look at. First of all, we do want to check that our flute pieces are lined up. So let's do that together. We hold it down and we trace a line from the tone hole to the first key. They should be lined up. And then we look at the end and we should have ball lined up with a sticker, little ball lined up to the pinky sticker. We don't have ball and ball lined up together, okay? So now that we're ready, we want to make sure we put our left hand on the top of our flute. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to pick it up and put it up to your mouth, right? So let's look over to page 6. You should have your music stand somewhere between you and the computer screen so that you can see me and be looking at your music at the same time. Mine's off to the side so it's not blocking the view of my camera. Okay, so we want to look at the song called Number 1, Time for Band. And anytime there's a song that has a new note, and basically all of them are new notes because we're new to playing the flute, there's going to be a little box, a little yellow box, that shows us the note, the name of the note, and which fingers to press down, which stickers to press down to play that note. So let's check it out. I see Number 1, Time for Band has the note D. And the way we would know that it's a D if it didn't say the letter D is that the lines of this treble clef starting from the bottom are every girl buys designer, we hit the D line, fashion. And we'll talk about the lines and spaces soon. However, just note the second to top line is D. Let's look at our fingering chart. The reason why it's sideways is because it's showing you which stickers to press down when you're holding your flute sideways. So I see the thumb sticker colored in, that's the teardrop key, so that's the teardrop shape. I see the first sticker is not colored in with your left hand, so that finger will stick straight up. Then I see 2, 3. So thumb 2, 3 on the top, and on the bottom, 1, 2, 3. So here's the deal. When your first finger is sticking straight up, it needs to be pressing your flute to your face. This is not how you hold the flute. That's weird. Okay, so shoulders down. This part of your hand is pushing the flute towards your face. So it's very convenient that for D, this finger doesn't have to press down, it just presses back. Okay, so I'm pressing back with my left hand and I'm holding up the bottom part with the pad of my thumb with my right hand. So I have thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Say that again with me. Thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And those are the fingers for D. I need you to lick your lips. We're going to roll up, find the hole, roll it back down. And that's the sound of the D. If it only makes it for a very small period of time, that's okay for now. We want to make sure that you're blowing hard enough with an O shape so the air can go across the tone hole. So let's try a D. Try it again. And remember, we use a little T sound before we start blowing, right? Not, this is weak. We don't want weak. This is like no T sound. Look how floppy my lips are. No. We need a strong T and smiley lips. Okay, so however that sound is coming out right now, it's okay. It doesn't have to be super clear. Mine's very clear because I've been playing for, a long time, like 25 years. Okay, so yours will get clearer as your lips get stronger. Let's put our finger right on Number 1, Time for Band. We're going to say the notes, okay? It should be only D's in this song, but when we get to a rest, that's the upside down looking hat, we still move our finger forward on the paper. We just don't have any sound coming out of our flutes. You're going to hear my foot tapping. As soon as I start counting, you should pick a foot that you can tap with me, okay? Because we always tap our foot till the end of the song, whether we're playing or resting. So let's say the notes for Number 1. Finger right on it. 1, 2, say the notes. D, and rest. 2, 3, 4. D, and rest. 2, 3, 4. D, and rest. 2, 3, 4. D, rest, and the song's over. How do I know the song is over? Well, there's a little arrow that's pointing up that says a double bar line marks the end of music. If it didn't have a double bar line, we'd have to go to the next line. But good thing there's a double bar line, okay? We want to make sure that because all of these notes in this song are D, you leave your D fingers down the whole time. The way you stop the sound is by putting your tongue up to block the air. So check it out. You hear my tongue come up and cut off the air. That's how I stop the sound. I don't rip my flute off my face. Like this would be silly. You shouldn't still be blowing and your flute's away from your face. Cut off the air. We don't put our flutes down in the rest. We leave our flute up in playing position until the double bar. Then we can go to rest position. So let's try it. Number 1, time for bend. We need a D. Thumb, 2, 3 on the top. 1, 2, 3. So that means your first finger is sticking up in the air. Your last finger, your little pinky, is sticking up in the air. We push it against our face. Roll up, find the hole. Roll down, and let's play number 1. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. And rest. 2, 3, 4. And rest. 2, 3, 4. And rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest, and the song's over. Now here's the thing. D is an easy note to hold on to with your flute, but it's really hard to blow because you're actually blowing through the entire flute. Now we're going to look at a note that's very hard to hold, but very easy to make a sound. So let's check out number 2. The fun continues. We need the note C. C is a space note, okay, so like F-A-C from the bottom, and it only takes 2 fingers, which makes it very difficult to hold on to. So let's just do it in rest position first. C only needs, and we're checking the little yellow box where it says C, first finger up here, and last finger down here. That's it. No thumb, which means you cannot put your thumb anywhere else. If the thumb hole is not, the thumb key sticker is not colored in, you have to have your thumb sticking out. So the question becomes, how do you hold on? How are you holding the flute? Well, you need to make a pirate hook. Arr. Okay, we make our pirate hook. So while you're pressing the first sticker down, you're also hooking onto your flute. So I can actually hold it with just my pirate hook, okay? So you still push your hand against your face. Your right hand is still holding up the bottom, and you get to hold on with your pinky down here. So can you wiggle all your other fingers that aren't your first finger and your last finger? Say hi to my thumb. Hi, thumb, right? Thumb's not allowed to grab on here. But now you'll notice, now that we're holding C, it makes a much easier sound. So roll up, find the hole, roll down. Much less resistance to blow on C. So let's try number 2. We need thumbs up in the air. Finger number 1, pinky. All the other fingers are away from your flute. You're pressing towards your face with your pirate hook. So my left hand is actually sideways on my flute. I'm not holding it like this. My hand has to be sideways to be pushing my flute against my face. My right hand is pushing up and holding with my pinky. Let's try it. Number 2, the fun continues. 1, 2, ready, play. And rest. 2, 3, 4. And rest. 2, 3, 4. And rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest, and the song's over. Shake your hands out. Okay, here comes literally the hardest part about playing the flute. They give it to you at number 3. It is the switch between D and C. And some people might have already realized that if you look at the pictures, the fingering chart, that's the little pictures of your holes colored in or not colored in, D and C are the complete opposite fingers. So all the fingers you use for D, and we like to say the fingers for D to remind us, thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So say that and do that with me. D, thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When you need to switch to C, it's the fingers that are up in the air. So 1, pinky, everything else off. Like literally everything else off. So let's do that again. Switch back to D. Thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now wiggle your the fingers that are up in the air. Those are the fingers for C. So we need to make a C. We put one down. We put the last one down, and we pick everything else up. Okay, so those are the finger switches. That's the hardest finger change on the entire instrument as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's say the notes for number 3. Now, you might need to slow this song way down to be able to move your fingers. Right now, we're just going to say the notes at a normal speed so you can see which one's D and which one's C. So put your finger right on number 3. A Whole Lot of Counting is the name of the song. The first note is D. It's got the line through it. If you move your finger forward, the second note is C. It's in the space. So those are your 2 choices. Let's say the notes for number 3. 1, 2, say the notes. D, rest. 2, 3, 4, C, rest. 2, 3, 4, D, rest. 2, 3, 4, C, rest, and the song's over. Okay, this is going to be the bane of your existence this week, and I'm sorry, but we gotta do it if we want to learn to play the flute. So let's try it nice and slow. The problem if we go slow is that you have to blow for a really long time. So that's the trade-off. If you can move your fingers kind of fast, you don't have to blow for so long. If you can't blow for so long, then you're gonna have to move your fingers a lot faster. So both of those things are hard to do, and we will work at getting faster. So let's start with D. D fingers. Thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The thing is, you can't look at your fingers while you're switching, right? I can't go like this. Okay, so you have to just feel around, and I'll try to say the fingers, or you can try to look at my hands while I'm doing it. I will try to say the fingers that need to move while we're playing, so maybe that will help you. Okay, let's start with number 3. D, thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lick your lips. Your lips always have to be wet when you're blowing into your flute. Roll up, roll down, and here we go. Number 3, 1, 2, ready, D. 1, pinky, everything else off for C. Thumb, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pause. You have it. Thumb, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for D. Ready, go. 1, pinky, everything else off. Rest, and the song's over. You're going to have to play that song by yourself at your own speed for however long it takes you to get your fingers comfortable. The thing is, if you're still not getting a sound on your D, you might want to just take your head joint off and make sure you have a sound coming out of that. You might just not have the right shape on your mouth. Okay? So if you have that sound, but you're not having a sound with D, you gotta make sure you're rolling it up and finding the hole. Okay? So practice number 3 a lot, like 3 times in a row to get it ready so that you can go on to the next video.